This one features Bob Geis. It's called Challenge. In the literary circuit on which I travel, a prolific poet, Bob Geis, announced he was writing a poem a day in response to a challenge. A poem a day? I had trouble writing a poem a month. I did not take this as a slight to my personal poetic ability. It was like someone telling me they had bench pressed 400 pounds. The attempt would kill me, and writing a poem a day would melt my brain like a reactor at Chernobyl. Then I thought, why not accept the challenge and even raise the bar? This begged the question, how? So I went to God, who lives in my study and goes by the alias World Wide Web with broadband, and asked the question of the divine. The old God answered questions in his old mysterious time and way, which may be 27 years later and involved loss, sacrifice, and journeying into a dangerous land like Camden to have an oracle interpret my dreams. My Dell Central Processor and monitor gave me 1,532 responses in 0.675 seconds. After perusing several postings, it was obvious I would have to go the poetic anabolic steroids route, so I entered my visa numbers. Thursday, I received 6 vials and a syringe, so I quickly shot up. Before nightfall, I had written 13 poems and was just getting started. Within a month, I wasn't writing a poem a day, I was writing a book of poems complete with binding and dust jacket. Take that, Bob Geis! There was even an article in the New York Times anointing me the second coming of the Bard himself. Yeah, the Black Bard. I started wearing a mask, a black cape, and 2 diamond studs in my ears, thinking myself some sort of poetic, avenging superhero. Yes, fame had gone to my head. However, there were problems. It seems without my daily injections, I no longer had a long or short-term memory. Why, one day I was watching a cable news show and they showed video of a black president, and I thought it was an insensitive comedic skit. Then I saw it was a Fox channel and said, it figures. There were physical effects as well. Right on the vials it said might cause hair loss. However, since I am bald, I began growing hair, and I hate head hair. I began shaving 4 and 5 times a day. Under the pretense of being a featured speaker, family and friends intervened, convincing me to get as far away from my drug of choice, poetry, as I could, and advised me to rehabilitate at the Mime Institute of Miami. Arriving the next day, I was ready for a new start. After detox and signing the Mime Constitution, I settled in with my new mime friends who were dancing around with their pain-exaggerated faces, making sympathetic gestures, and trying to coach a smile with their routines. Looking like a legitimate mime, I bonded easily and did well in my first day of classes. I was touched when just before bedtime, the 2 most muscular members of the academy approached and with closed eyes laid folded hands alongside tilted heads to wish me a sound night's sleep. Little did I or my poetry friends know, but to a mime, poets are the most hated people in the world. It seems because they are inarticulate, just the thought of someone commanding attention by vocalizing original words sets them in a rage. As soon as the lights were out, the 2 nighty-night wishing mimes filled socks with rolls of quarters and beat me until I lapsed into unconsciousness. When I came out of my coma, I was in a hospital with 2 cops standing over me. The shorter one said, "What we don't understand is there was a security guard right down the hall. Why didn't you yell?" Asking for a piece of paper, I wrote, "What the hell kind of detective are you? Don't you know mimes don't talk?" Thank you.